Four School friends. It's another week of school with our online learning, and even though we're not in the classroom together, I would like to start our day like we would have if we were in our classroom. So I want to start by saying hello to our very special friend Jesus by praying to him. And instead of saying good morning or good afternoon, I thought we could just say hello. So can you fold your hands and close your eyes and pray with me today before we start our day? Okay, let's pray. Hello, Jesus. We love you. Help us be like you today when we work, in what we say, and how we play. Amen. And then we're going to sing our hello song to each other, okay? So I'm going to sing to you. Hello, Four School friends, how are you? Hello, Four School friends, how are you? It is time to start our day. We are here to work and play. Hello, Four School friends, how are you? So today is Monday, and it's going to be day one of our learning, and it's April 20. And remember, our shape is what? That shape that goes like this. A diamond. And our color was blue. Do you remember how we say blue in Spanish? I'll give you a second to think. It's azul, okay? And our nursery rhyme, remember, was those silly kinds of flower names. Mary, Mary, quite contrary. We're kind of learning to say it together, so I will say it and then you can echo after me, okay? Mary, Mary, quite contrary. How does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells and pretty maids all in a row. And let's practice our Bible words that we've been learning. It's that what a lot of people would call a famous or a very well-known Bible verse. And it's John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son. And that Son is Jesus, right? So today, Mrs. Leatherman is going to be reading the Bible story, and it's called A Net Full of Fish. And I want to make sure that you really are listening to it because there's a miracle that's going to happen. Remember when we had all those Bible stories of miracles that Jesus had done or that God had given Jesus the power to do? Well, there's a miracle in that story that you're going to listen to, and we'll talk more about that one on our next day, okay? So this week, we're going to learn a new letter N, and it kind of sounds, the name of the letter sounds a lot like last week's letter, M, but this week it's N, and it's for a zoophonic friend called Nigel Night Owl. And when we do the motion for N, we're going to make big owl eyes. So you're going to take your thumbs and your pointer fingers and kind of make circles. Then you put them up by your eyes, and then you say, watch my mouth, N, N, N. Now remember, when we did M, our lips were together, But for N, our mouth is open. I'm actually kind of pushing my tongue up to the top of my mouth. N, 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 for Nigel Night Owl. Now, there will be a video on the Facebook group of all kinds of things that I found that start with N. And again, like we did for M, if you want to look around for some more things that start with N, you can take a picture if you want, and we'll just see how many different things there are that start with N. Remember to keep practicing all the letter names and the letter sounds that we've learned so far. You can either watch the video of me doing the letter sounds. It's not all of, excuse me, it's not all of them. It doesn't have M and N on, so you would have to add those. Or you can watch the video link that's on the curriculum document that your parents will have. All right. So I know that all of you got your packets by now. So everything that we're going to need to learn is in that packet. So right now, if we were in school, we would be looking at our little name cards that we put on our coconut tree for In My Name. And so I would like you to look at your name on your little name card. And it doesn't have your middle name in it, but you could still maybe have your mom or dad write your middle name, and you could check if you have any N's in your middle name too. And listen while I'm saying the word name. There's an N word. So the letter N, when we make it, friends, it has 3 lines, okay? So if we look right here, it has 3 big lines. Now remember, letter M had 4 big lines, and letter N has 1 slanted line down, where letter M had 2 slanted lines down. So in your workbooks, you're gonna find a page that looks like this, okay? And those little things are called nozzles. And those are usually what you would put on the end of a hose if you were gonna do something with a hose. So nozzle starts with N. And these lines that we're gonna trace over, we're gonna pretend that those are kind of sprays of water, okay? So we're gonna do 1 line from each group at a time so that we can practice the motion of making letter N. So I would start here, okay? And I'm gonna do big line down, and then I'm going to hop to the first one here and do a slanted line down, and then look at here, then we do big line up. Oh, and you're going to do a better job than Mrs. Cola's, because I'm trying to do this while looking at the computer, and that's not very easy, at my phone I mean. So now we're going to do it again. Big line down. And try your best to make a nice straight line. Take your time. And then we're going to hop over here again. So we would frog jump back to the top. Slanted line down. And then a big line up. Okay, one last time. Big line down, frog jump, slanted line down, and then big line up. Okay, so then you're going to slide your book over and then have this page. Okay, now that nozzle is big and our end lines are small. But remember, we're going to do a big line down, frog jump, slanted line down, and then big line up. And you see that each time we want to make sure we make those points, okay? So I'm going to make it a little bit closer so you can see it. So we start at the smiley face, and we're going to do, I've got to get my marker on there. Big line down, frog jump, slanted line down, big line up. There we go. Okay, now let's try that again. Big line down, frog jump, slanted line down, stop, but we're not going to move our pencil or our marker. Big line up. Let's try it again. Big line down, frog jump, slanted line down, stop, big line up. Last one, big line down, frog jump, slanted line down, stop, big line up. Okay, capital N. Now our number this week, last week was number 6. So what number comes after 6? 7. And our day 2 will learn how to write a number 7. But today we're going to think about all different ways that we could make a number 7. So we could do tally marks, right? So how many tally marks would we do? 1, 2, 3, 4. And remember, when we get to 5, we do that slanted line. 6, 7. We could show 7 on our fingers, and there's different ways that you can do that. So maybe you can try that with your mom and dad. We can write a 7, okay? And we're gonna practice this on day 2, but look how we do this. We do across the sky, slide down from heaven. That's the way to make a 7. Now, I'm wondering if we can figure out how to write the word 7. I'm gonna get a bigger piece of paper, but let's see if we can do that, okay? Let's think about that first letter. Right? Okay? Se, eh, eh, eh. It's an E, right? Okay. Sev, b, b. That's a letter we're going to learn next week. V. Sev, eh, eh. Another E. And let's listen for that last sound. 7. It's our letter of the week, except I'm gonna write a lowercase one. Okay, so that's how you would write 7. Okay, so those are some ways that you can show the number 7, but maybe you can think of some more ways that you can show the number 7. Counting 7 things, if you have dice or dominoes, maybe you could draw a 10 frame and put 7 dots on it. Okay, so just think of some different ways that you can show number 7, okay? All right, now last week, let me get my paper. Last week we talked about when we have a problem, how we first need to say the problem, okay? And this week, we're gonna talk about, think of a way to solve the problem. So I want you to look at that picture and see what's happening in that picture. Okay, there, turn it like that. Can you see it? Good. Okay. So when we have a problem, it's very important that we talk about the problem, right? We talk about the problem either to ourselves or to a grown-up. We can talk to each other, the person who we're having the problem with. Okay, and then once we figure out what the problem is, then we have to start figuring out a way to solve the problem. So we're just gonna talk for a few minutes about this picture, okay? And these girls are named Riley and Donna, and they are definitely having a problem, right? You can see from the picture that they are definitely having a problem. You can look on their faces, you can see the actions that they're doing, and the problem is that they both want to be firefighters, right? They have some of the fire clothes on, but they're both fighting over the firefighter coat. And Riley is mad, and she's trying to pull the firefighter coat away from Donna. And we would right away say that that is not a safe thing to do, right? And it's also not kind. It's not trying to be like Jesus when you take something away from someone. So let's think about what they need to do first with the problem, okay? So they both want to wear the firefighter coat, and they're both having strong feelings, right? So the first thing we need to do is, first of all, before they even talk about the problem, they need to calm their bodies down, right? They need to calm their bodies down and do some maybe belly breathing, and then they would have to talk to each other, right? They would need to calm their bodies down and then talk about the problem and then try to figure out a way to solve the problem, okay? So on our next school day, we'll talk about a way to solve that problem, okay? Now, on the curriculum document that your parents have, there is some extra activities that you could do for day one. You could try to do a puzzle that has maybe at least 20 pieces, and maybe you could count the pieces first. And if you're really good at puzzles, you can do a puzzle with more than 20 pieces. In your handwriting books, there's a fun page that you can do with some shapes, with drawing some shapes. So you could try to do that. And then on Wednesday, we will do some more fun things, okay? So have fun with what you're learning and playing with today, and I will see you on day 3 on Wednesday. Bye.